Hello guys, good morning. Uh Today I'm gonna make a video um about debt. And if you're in debt, it might be a big blessing. I mean, you guys, it might seem bad, it's not a good thing to be in debt. Let me just throw that out the way. And if you're not in debt, do not get in debt. Do whatever you can to not get in debt, right? Have some savings, have an emergency fund. Good guy that talks about finances. Everybody should listen to. Everybody, a lot of people might be familiar with Dave Ramsey, but for young people out there starting out, try your best to not get in debt. This year, but if you are in debt, don't look at it as something bad. Just do whatever you can to pay it off, and look at it as a blessing. And I'm gonna tell you why. So let me use me as an example. Right now, I'm in a bad position when it comes to debt. Uh, and when you tend to have a higher income, or sometimes you get into debt according to your income, because that's how lenders lend you the money. Based on your income, they'll give you a credit limit. They'll lend you X amount of money. So this year, between credit cards, loans, and a car payment, I've masked a large amount of debt. Maybe I usually pay off all my debt at the end of the year, but this year, I have like 30K in debt, something like that. But my goal is to pay all that debt by the end of the year, which is 30K. And right now, I'm averaging this is before taxes. I'm averaging like maybe 10K a month, my gross salary. And I'm not gonna get into deductions and all that, but that's what I average out. So I'm gonna try my best to get out of debt. And the reason I say being in debt is a blessing is because once I get out of that debt, I'm gonna pretend I still have that debt, and instead of paying the banks and paying the high interest that they charge, I'm gonna pay myself, and I'm gonna invest that money. And right now, Bitcoin is looking promising. Uh, might be a bit overvalued at the moment, but I mean it's the next big company, which is Nvidia. That sounds like another solid investment. Tesla also seems like a very solid investment going into the future. That's just my opinion. I mean, you can always invest in companies, S&P 500, companies that are well established, uh, index funds, not, just, you don't have to, there's a lot of investments you can make, but do invest your money, and you can invest your money in something conservative, which returns, returns 5 to 10 a year. You can even go a bit more aggressive. There are a lot of well-established companies that are going to give you, that will tell you will give you 10 to 20% a year. And when, depending on the economy, if it's really good, you could even get 25 to even 30 a year. And if you go super aggressive, you could even, get 30 to 40 a year. But, it's all on you. What are your goals are, if they're short term, if they're long term. Investing is usually better for the long term. Uh, Crypto like Bitcoin might seem a bit risky, but it's showing to have a promising future, and a lot of people are investing in it. Uh, I had some money in it a couple years ago when it peaked. Now it's much higher than that, but at that moment I took out my money, and I'm glad I did so, because if not, I would have lost a lot of money. Uh, but yeah, guys, if you are in debt, back to the topic. If you are in debt, look at debt as a blessing. If you're not in debt, obviously don't get in debt. But pretend when you get paid, pretend you are in debt, and invest that money that you're getting. Invest that money, whether it's in a business, whether it's in to make an emergency fund. Uh, if you have depending how much you have, or, high yield savings, whatever it is the case, invest that money. Put that money to work for you, and be disciplined. In the meantime, while you're reaching your goal, the limit eating out, limit your food intake. Use it as a double. Try to do two things at once, because if you're eating out, it's not as healthy as you prepping your own meals. If you're buying like a lot of junk food and unnecessary food, it's actually more expensive than just sticking to like regular healthy foods every day, and have a meal plan. And if you lower your calorie consumption, obviously you're not buying as much food. And do two things at once, worry about your wealth and also your health at the same time. So that's one thing you could do. You save a lot of money by prepping your own meals. If you have, I don't know everybody's time, but try to make time to prep your own meals. That will save you a lot of money. Also, any extra money you have, after you have well-established savings, you have an emergency fund and all that, invest your money, whether it's in a business, something, whether, you want to start a business, you want to invest it in companies, like I said before, Tesla, Nvidia, any company from the S&P 500, or, if you want to invest into crypto like Bitcoin, which is, it's more of a future, it's more of a risky investment, but you still gonna guarantee some return. It's still gonna give you more value than just not investing your money and wasting your money. I'm gonna preach this. You do whatever you want, but I'll say limit your alcohol intake. If you don't use any recreational drugs. Don't try not to party too much. Have sleep every day at the same time. Wake up at the same time. Have a daily routine. And all these things are gonna help you reach your goal quicker. All right, guys. So just a quick, I've been wanting to talk about this, and just putting it out there for you guys. If you're in debt, it's not the end of the world. Just use it to your leverage, to your advantage. Know that if you're able to pay that debt, once you pay that debt, you pretend you still have that debt, and you keep paying yourself. And you keep using that money to invest in yourself and for whatever it is, All right, guys. Have a good day. And I'll talk to you guys later.